this. And I have found, I don't know what you think about this, just anecdotally, that if I have a meeting with like 15 people, if all the cameras are on, at some point it does get a little bit difficult and distracting. But if maybe the current person speaking is on and then it goes back and forth, I don't know if you have any thoughts on that. I have only come down to the fact that when I'm teaching a webinar, it seems like it goes better if my camera's on. But any thoughts on all cameras on or not?
Yeah, it's too much information. What we actually do when we're on a video conference, and this is very hard to combat, is we spend, and there's research on this, they tracked eye movements of people on video cameras. And what we actually do is we spend a lot of time looking at our own PIP, the picture in a picture. and yeah, and it's because it's irresistible. We want to see how we look and sort of keep track of ourselves. But that is the unconscious purpose of that. Again, it's our brain keeping track of where we are in space and being a little puzzled by the fact that, hey, we're showing up there in a two-dimensional picture. Where am I? The brain is saying. But think about how odd that actually is. If you were sitting in a conference room, it would be like you were holding a little mirror down here and sort of looking at the mirror all the time instead of looking at the people around you. That would just be bizarre. And it's bad enough that people look at their mobile phones while they're in meetings, and that's a bad behavior that's developed because of the virtual world. But imagine looking at a little mirror. So that shows you just how distracting it is. That's the other part of video conferencing.
Yeah.
That's tiring. And so I think the fewer distractions you have, the better. There's a nice startup company near me called Owl Labs, and they've produced a very cute little video camera that is good for those kind of conference room situations. And it's a thing that does have little eyes and eyebrows, and it looks kind of like an owl, maybe a technological owl. But they set that in the middle, and what it does is it rotates around, so it naturally swings its attention to the people who are speaking. And that turns out to be an improvement over a static camera, because it does model a little bit what you do when somebody talks in a face-to-face meeting. Naturally, you turn toward them and to see what they're saying, and so that feels a little more natural. It reduces the stress a little bit. But you referenced the telepresence rooms or the virtually there rooms, and those are getting better and better, and they still have the same problem of the difference between 2 dimensions and 3 dimensions. But it's an effort to try to trick the brain into thinking that it's looking at 3 dimensions, but it doesn't really. The same kind of efforts are required. But I do see that as an improvement, because for the simple reason that the layout of the room often gives you at least an illusion of where those people are. In other words, you see a table that's represented on the other side of the room, wherever it is, and chairs, and then people sitting in those chairs. So it gives you a little more sense of depth, which is what the brain is craving. And so that does help. So I think we'll eventually get there. The technology will get better and better, but it's still got a long way to go.
Yeah, that makes sense.